On Monday, socialist icon Senator Bernie Sanders said that now that he's no longer running for president, there's no need for him to reveal his campaign financial information. He said, it doesn't make any sense, he said. Completing such a filing, he continued, would be a waste of time. He was supposed to file his current financial information May 15th, but he got an extension. Now, if you remember, during the primaries, Bernie Sanders called for complete transparency regarding the funding of campaigns. Now, says NBC News, quote, in the teeth of a Democratic primary where Sanders posed a bona fide threat to Clinton, voters couldn't definitively know whether Sanders, historically one of the Senate's least wealthy members, suddenly parlayed his political fame into personal profit, or, for that matter, whether he sustained financial distress. The form Sanders didn't file would have detailed his finances through the middle of May 2016. There's a reason Sanders didn't turn in his paperwork. Like all good socialists, he gets a little touchy about his own finances, and he games the system. This week, Bernie Sanders tweeted, quote, to my Republican colleagues, if you do not have the guts to defend your ideas in a free election, get another job. I responded, quote, you endorsed Hillary and then you bought a vacation home, socialist hero. But socialists never take responsibility for their own personal economics or for their campaign economics or for their economic policies at all. Venezuelans are busy killing horses to eat them. Citizens are murdering one another over loaves of bread down there. And they're doing that because Venezuela has used Bernie Sanders' economics. But Sanders is sitting pretty with 3 homes and a wife who bankrupted a college thanks to her frivolous spending. Yes, seriously, because it turns out that when it comes to the socialists, what's good for the goose is not good for the Sanders. I'm Ben Shapiro. This is The Ben Shapiro Show. So much to get to today. Oh, so much, and we're very excited about all of this. Today is a Tuesday. That means it's time to deconstruct the culture. So we'll be doing that a little bit later in the program, which means we make fun of Ariana Grande for 10 minutes, basically. So that'll be exciting. You want to stick around for that. But we begin today with the Clinton Foundation and all of the Democrats beginning to realize, oh, wait, Hillary Clinton is corrupt. To which we say, yes, we knew that. We've been telling you that for 20 years. And while there are those of us in the Republican Party who still experience significant stomach-churning, acid-eating away at our esophagus angst over Donald Trump and his problems, you guys wanted Hillary Clinton. You begged for Hillary Clinton. You wanted her on that wall. You needed her on that wall. And so you got her. And now it's getting awkward because it turns out the Clinton Foundation is basically just a pass-through for Hillary Clinton and the State Department. New information out today, Huma Abedin, who is the very, very not lesbian friend of Hillary Clinton's very, very not lesbian first lady. The Hillary Clinton and Huma Abedin, turns out Huma Abedin was stashing classified materials in her car. Yes, in her car. Now, my wife worked at the VA, and she's a doctor, and she worked at the Veterans Administration while she was in medical school. And you had to comply with basic classification rules about health information. If you accidentally brought a document out of the hospital, you could theoretically be prosecuted. Huma Abedin took classified material and just left it in the front seat of her car. No problem at all. We're also finding out pretty much every day there's a new dictator who comes out and says, yes, of course we paid Hillary Clinton massive amount of money to have tea with her and also for her to give us Ukraine, right? That sort of thing is happening pretty much every day now. And the Democrats are starting to realize, oh, yeah, this sucks. This is not good. James Carville, the Ragin' Cajun, is out there defending Hillary Clinton, and this is pretty ridiculous.
So the Clinton Foundation was taking no money for the Clintons, raising money from rich people, and giving it to poor people. And all of a sudden, the press has decided that we're going to go after this and shut it down. And you know what? You're probably going to be successful. And they're going to be people that are going to die because of this. And everything that I've never been associated with Bill Clinton with, the 3 things I am most proud of. First, he stopped the genocide in Bosnia. Second, the Human Genome Project, of which my kids and grandchildren will forever thank him for. And third is the Clinton Foundation.
Okay, so James Carville, who at this point really, really looks like a bald weasel, he is apparently very upset that anyone wants to shut down the Clinton Foundation because of all the good it's done. The Clinton Foundation is a giant slush fund. They give grants to other charities. That's what they're just a pass-through. They don't really have projects of their own. They just have lots of money coming in and lots of money going out, and a lot of it being used to kind of feather the bed of the Clintons. So Carville says, he literally says people will die without the Clinton Foundation. Yeah, the Clintons will die without the Clinton Foundation, because how will they eat? How will they eat? They were dead broke when they left office. They create the Clinton Foundation. Now they're worth $100 million. Other Democrats are saying, who aren't Clinton loyalists nearly as much. I mean, they still like Hillary, but they're not like James Carville, who's made his bones defending Hillary Clinton. They're saying the Clinton Foundation is just a crap show. Ben Cardin is a senator from Maryland. He says the Clinton Foundation, yeah, the way they do business, it's a problem.
Do you think the foundation should shut down altogether?
Well, first, let's recognize what the foundation's been able to do. The Clinton Foundation has helped millions of people, over 10 million HIV/AIDS alone, has saved countless lives. Its work is extremely important to global health. So they've done some really great things. Now, with Hillary Clinton being elected president, which we hope it will be, they clearly need to change the way they do business. And they've indicated they will. They're not going to accept any donations from foreign entities. They're going to change the way that the Clintons themselves interact with the foundation. Those decisions will be appropriate to Hillary Clinton as president of the United States.
It'll all work out okay as long as they separate out. I do love that now they're talking up the work of the Clinton Foundation. I watched a lot of the DNC, unfortunately, and wasted hours of my life doing so. I don't remember a single mention of the Clinton Foundation. Nobody was talking about the Clinton Foundation. Now, if you ran a charity that saved tens of millions of lives, wouldn't you be bragging about that at like every opportunity if you were running for political office? But nobody in the Clinton side has talked about the Clinton Foundation because it's embarrassing, because it was a scam, right? And of course they did some good work. What kind of scam would do no good work? I mean, really, if you're going to found a charity and then use it to gyp people, wouldn't you do at least a little bit of good work so that you can pretend that you're doing something useful, unless you're like Milo Yiannopoulos and you just take $100,000 in donations, stash it in your personal bank account and do nothing? I mean, normally, people who are smart would presumably at least come up with a cover story. That's what the Clintons did here. When he says that the Clintons are going to separate off from the foundation, remember, they sort of pledged to do that in 2008 and then just didn't do it. Ed Rendell is the former senator from Pennsylvania. He's governor of Pennsylvania, I think. And Ed Rendell, he comes up and he also says, yeah, we should probably create some sort of separation between the Clintons and the Clinton Foundation.
The foundation has done incredible good things. We lose focus on that. If you ask the people of the world, do you want the Clinton Foundation shut down? They'd give you a resounding no because of the good that it has done. Now, should there be a wall between the Clintons and any fundraising going forward? Yeah, I think so, absolutely. I would set up the strongest Chinese wall they could. Could it be turned over to partners or people the Clintons trust to run for the next 4 or 8 years if the secretary becomes president without any of our knowledge of who's contributing? Yes, I think that can be done. But we don't want to lose the good work of the Clinton Foundation any more than we want to lose the good work that George W. Bush's foundation has done. They've been two things that have created incredible goodwill for America and incredible good for the world.
Well, incredible goodwill from the State Department. Bill Clinton has now put out a statement. Here's his new statement, quote, "There is no doubt in my mind that we have never done anything knowingly inappropriate in terms of taking money to influence any kind of American government policy. That just hasn't happened," is what he said on May 4th. Now, whenever the Clintons use the word knowingly, that's code for, yeah, we absolutely did it, and we're going to get caught, so we're going to pretend we didn't realize it was happening. That's what knowingly means in Clinton land. In Clinton land, you say knowingly, and what that means is, yeah, we totally knew, but we have to have plausible deniability. It was all an accident. It was all an accident. We had no clue whatsoever. We just had no clue that any of this stuff was happening. Yeah, they knew all this stuff was happening. It's a corrupt system. Donald Trump says, just shut down the foundation. I mean, come on.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Let's talk about the Clinton Foundation. Among the people saying it's problematic and shut it down is the Huffington Post. You also agree with that premise?
Well, number one, they should shut it down. Number two, they should give the money back to a lot of countries that we shouldn't be taking and they shouldn't be taking money from. Countries that influenced her totally, and also countries that discriminate against women and gays and everybody else. I mean, that money should be it should be given back. They should not take that money.
Honestly, do you think that'll happen?
It should happen, whether or not it will. They're very greedy people, so maybe it won't, but it should happen.
I see that your campaign just sent out a statement a few minutes ago regarding this, and you're right. It is now clear the Clinton Foundation is the most corrupt enterprise in political history. You know, there are a lot of people who are not up to speed on what the Clinton Foundation's been doing that you feel is illegal.
Well, I think it's been really well documented in the book, and the book has been absolutely approved by so many people. You've had accounting firms going in there. You've had so many people going in, and it's pay for play. I mean, if you look at it, it's pay for play. So many things happen. Money is paid, and then all of a sudden, lots of good things paying the money. Very, very bad situation.
Yeah, okay, so and everything Trump is saying there is, of course, true. The fact is it was pay for play. The fact is that the Clintons are corrupt. The fact is that they engage in this sort of corruption on a regular basis. They do. So Hillary Clinton now is a little bit on the ropes because all of this stuff about the Clinton Foundation is now breaking. And meanwhile, there's all sorts of headlines about whether she's healthy or not. As I've said, I think it's a kind of waste of time to have that conversation because she's not going to hand over her complete medical records. No one is going to vote for Trump because they think Hillary's unhealthy. Like, name the voter who goes, oh, Hillary, she's unhealthy. I guess I'm going to vote for the other 70-year-old gas bag. Like, that's not going to happen. All it really does is it underscores that she's dishonest, but we already know that she's dishonest. Nonetheless, Hillary Clinton now has to get out of her coffin and creak her way up the stairs of her Transylvanian estate to make her way to national television so that she can pretend to be human for a few minutes because she understands that she's under attack. So she goes, of course, to the friendly face of Jimmy Kimmel over on ABC. And she won't do a press conference, of course. That would involve answering questions. But she will hang out with Jimmy Kimmel on late night television because that's what our elections have become. So here's Hillary Clinton wearing what appears to be a stoplight, talking with Jimmy Kimmel.
Speaking of rumors that have gotten started,
Yes.
there's now the new one is that you are unhealthy, that you had a concussion,
Right.
that Rudy Giuliani was on Fox News yesterday and today, and he's saying you seem to be sick, you look tired, et cetera, et cetera. Are you in good health?
Well, this has become one of their themes. Here, you take my pulse while I'm talking to you.
Okay.
Make sure I'm alive.
Oh my God, there's nothing there.
There's nothing there. What can I say? It's, back in October, the National Enquirer said I would be dead in 6 months.
Oh, wow. Oh, boy.
So with every breath I take, I feel like it's a
You have a new lease on life.
Yeah, a new lease on life.
It's funny,
I don't know why they are saying this. I think, on the one hand, it's part of the wacky strategy. Just say all these crazy things, and maybe you can get some people to believe you. On the other hand, it just absolutely makes no sense. And I don't go around questioning Donald Trump's health. I mean, as far as I can tell, he's as healthy as a horse.
Well, his doctor said he had the best health
Yeah.
medical examination he's ever seen in a human being.
Yeah, I saw that.
Can you open this jar of pickles? This has not been tampered with. This is... you did get it.
So, a couple things that are obviously pre-scripted, the pulse joke and the pickle joke. Let me make a quick point here. There is no way in hell she opened that jar of pickles. Not a way in hell she opened that jar of pickles. My wife is a 29-year-old healthy woman. She married me to open jars of pickles, okay? Those things are packed for nuclear war. The idea that Hillary Clinton is opening a jar of pickles, I mean, maybe she did, but that's only because she has the robot hand from Empire Strikes Back, right? She lost it in a lightsaber fight, and it was replaced by a bionic hand, and so she cranks it up to 10. It's like... Okay, so what would have been more amusing, honestly, is if she'd actually just retracted her hand, brought out the can opener in its place, and carved a hole in the top of the lid. But in any case, that's supposed to prove that Hillary Clinton is healthy. Okay, sure, whatever. By the way, the idea that she's never insulted Donald Trump's health, no, she's just called him crazy. So she insulted his mental health. There's more than one kind of health, and Hillary Clinton has engaged in all that. The whole I'm above everything is kind of silly. And, of course, the late-night hosts will do all this. I don't remember them doing the same thing with McCain. Do you? Remember back in 2008, everybody was questioning John McCain's health. I really don't remember the media having John McCain on to then have John McCain open jars of pickles to prove how healthy he was. I don't remember that. Hillary also tried to humanize herself about ISIS, and Jimmy Kimmel helped along because he's an ardent lefty. And so Hillary continues pretending to be a human. Beep, beep, boop. Hillary plays the human. Go.
Who would have guessed this audience would be so enthusiastic about the co-founder of ISIS?
That was one of the crazier things
when you
has
hear
been
something
said
like
in this
that,
campaign.
do you laugh? Do you think it's funny, or do you get upset, or how does it hit you?
You know, it's really funny, Jimmy. I don't get upset anymore because I'd be upset all the time. So I don't get upset. I think it's crazy, but then I think, you know, this is like giving aid and comfort to the bad guys.
Do you think so?
Yes,
Yeah.
I really do. I think there's enough evidence now that, you know, when Trump talks the way he talks, it actually helps the terrorists because they make a case.
So I love this. So he starts off with, you're not the co-founder of ISIS, right? She goes, no, Donald Trump basically is. Right? I mean, that's what she's saying, right? She's saying Donald Trump gives aid and comfort to the enemy. Okay, that language is the direct legal language with regard to treason. Right? You get hanged for that. So Hillary Clinton responds to, it's just crazy that he'd call me the co-founder of ISIS. Let's hang that guy, right? He's giving aid and comfort to the enemy. First of all, there's very little evidence, there's in fact no evidence that I'm aware of, that ISIS is fundraising off of Hillary Clinton being the co-founder. Right? I mean, the only people who fundraise off of Hillary Clinton are Hillary Clinton. That's ridiculous. But again, the media just kind of go along with anything Hillary Clinton has to say. Finally, Hillary Clinton continues by saying that her emails are just boring. Like, stop paying attention to my emails. They're just so boring. I mean, come on. I'm an old woman already. I'm bored with this. I need to knit or something. Here's Hillary.
The State Department, I actually added it up today, and the State Department said that they have to release 15,000 emails by the deadline is a couple of days before the debate. Are you concerned about that?
No. I mean,
I would be terrified if my emails were released.
But I mean, Jimmy, my emails are so boring.
Yeah.
And I mean,
mine are.
I'm embarrassed about that. They're so boring. And so we've already released, I don't know, 30,000 plus. So what's a few more?
So at the end, you're not concerned that there's going to be something that Donald Trump is able to use against you, that the Republicans, that comes in at the last second.
But he makes up stuff to use against him. So if he would stick with reality, I wouldn't have a worry in the world.
Have you ever sent him an email?
This is ridiculous. Okay, she wouldn't have a worry in the world. She's not worried about these emails coming out. So why did she delete them? Why didn't she just hand them over to the State Department? Why did she basically take her server and then wipe it with a cloth? Okay, Hillary Clinton's a congenital liar. Of course she's going to say this. He's going to say, are you worried about those emails? And she's going to sit there going, yeah, I'm really worried. I'm really worried that people are going to discover my love letters to whom? Like, what is she going to say to that? Of course she's going to say, I'm not concerned about what's in the emails. She should be concerned about what's in the emails because in all likelihood, it's not going to be anything, juicy sexually. It's going to be all of her emails with the Clinton Foundation showing that they were one and the same, and the media will cover it up and pretend none of it matters. Okay, so we have to say goodbye to our friends on Facebook and YouTube. For the rest of the podcast, become a subscriber at dailywire.com, and then you can see all the visuals, which you'll want to see today on Deconstructing the Culture Day particularly. You'll want to see the visuals because that's when we play music videos and make fun of them. And if you also want to become a subscriber so that you can send me emails that we then place in the vaunted Ben Shapiro mailbag, then you can go to dailywire.com. $8 a month will do it for you, and that's less than the cost of one of Hillary Clinton's tennis balls to put on the bottom of her walker. So you can just go over to dailywire.com and subscribe there.